Hello, my name is Keith Sequeira.
Hi, I'm Vishal Maheshwari, and this is my first semester at OSU.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Baker.
Hi, I'm Ben Ringerman, and this is my fourth semester at OSU. Our group will be looking at wireframing as a rapid prototyping tool. We will look at several of the tools on the market, what they offer, and how you can use them to help your development cycle. And then at the end of the presentation, we will give an 8-minute demonstration of the iRise tool. I will be introducing the topic of wireframing, followed by Keith, who will give a high-level definition of what wireframing is and why it's growing in popularity. I will then describe why wireframing can't be so useful to the SDLC. Boone will then describe the 4 tools that we intend to show in this presentation, their capabilities, costs, functionality, and where they're available. Finally, Vishal will give our demonstration of iRise at the end of this presentation. For our introduction, we'll start with the definition. Wireframing represents a method for rapid prototyping of both websites and applications for various platforms. It is one in a growing number of tools that aid developers in transitioning to agile methods. For the purposes of this presentation, we'll explore the following 4 tools: Axure, iRise, Cacao, and Pencil Project. What you see here next to each of the company logos is basically a corporate definition of what each of these products does. Axure and iRise represent the high end of the commercial spectrum, with iRise being the most expensive tool of the 4 shown. Cacao and Pencil Project are on the opposite end, both being available free of charge. We chose these 4 tools to focus on for this presentation, as they should offer everyone, regardless of the size of the project or the intent of use, the opportunity to use wireframing on some level. Boone will be discussing these products in greater depth later in the presentation. From a systems perspective, wireframing can significantly cut down on time requirements for analysis and even design phases of the SDLC, providing owners and users who will not know what they want until they see it a tangible presentation of requirements from an early stage of development and allow them to play with it if the developers and analysts have not gotten the requirements accurate.
What is wireframing? A wireframe is a functional prototype of a website, application, or user interface. It depicts navigation and page content. It acts as a visual guide for the layout of fundamental interface elements. Simply put, wireframes are graphical representations of layout, page-level navigation, content type, and functional elements. Wireframing is an integral part of the system's design process. It simplifies and speeds up prototyping, leading to earlier testing and error detection. Wireframing also helps reduce scope creep and keeps costs low. Rise in the popularity of wireframing. There has been an exponential increase in the popularity of mobile applications in the recent years. Websites need to be developed to run on multiple platforms. The global economy exists and flourishes on the internet and World Wide Web as much, if not more, than in physical establishments. This shift towards online existence has created a tremendous demand for wireframing and tools that help with the systems analysis and design process. There are some valid reasons that make wireframing an essential part of systems analysis and design. Some of these are: wireframing displays application layout visual. It also depicts system features. It allows for early user interaction with functionality. It helps to receive earlier feedback from testers, and it also helps to save time.
I will be discussing wireframing's role in the SDLC. Basically what we have here is on the left the traditional design methodology from the book. And on the right, a diagram of an agile method. Wireframing allows analysts and developers to take the design cycle on the left and compress stages 2, 3, and 5 into a single stage. Really what wireframing does is allow for a rapid development of a prototype that allows users to interact with it and quickly assess the analyst's accuracy on interpreting their requirements. Given this functionality, the real power of wireframing comes in the fact that these are no longer static mock-ups like most traditional physical and logical models are. These wireframes allow users, in many cases, as the following sections will describe, the ability to actually interact with the system as it is intended to function. To continue from the last slide, I'd like to talk about the differences between wireframing and traditional models. Traditional models such as data flow diagrams, ER, and use case models do not allow any direct interaction for users. However, wireframing does allow this. It's quickly produced and it's useful to technical laymen. However, we have to remember that wireframes are just another tool, but not a replacement for classical analysis and system requirements. The bottom line here is that wireframing is a powerful tool for rapid development of prototypes that gives users a direct interaction experience. It aids in agile implementation methodologies, but it has limitations. It cannot show physical or specific technical implementation strategies such as a DFD can. The other downside, as we know from the course, is that sometimes wireframes, with as powerful as they can be, can give users a false expectation of when the final system will be ready for use. Analysts and developers have to remember that they should use these tools as a method to quickly ascertain the accuracy of requirements, let users see if what they think they want is really what they want, like the architecture model from class, and if not, to quickly realign fire and create a new solution before there's any costly delays or it's farther into the project or it's not possible.
This chart shows just a small sample of the available wireframing tools. It also shows the type of licenses that are available with each, whether it be an online application, freeware, or a proprietary license. In the following slides, I will expand upon Axure, Kaku, iRise, and Pencil Project and give more details about what each offers. Axure is one of the top commercial wireframing applications available. While it is expensive, the costs come with obvious benefits. In addition to the simple features that are standard in wireframing software, Axure offers a large collection of widgets which enable a designer to quickly implement common tasks. Additionally, the software makes the creation of one's own master elements very simple, making reusability very easy. During the development and testing phases, annotations can be inserted to make it clear what is going on in a design. Finally, in a UXMatters.com review, they noted that it is capable of doing about 80% of the needed work with a small fraction of the effort. Kaku is an entirely online wireframing service/tool. They offer 3 levels of service depending on the user's needs. The free plan is obviously free, but has limited features and limited file space. The Plus and Team plans offer the same features at a cost, with the only difference being that Plus allows only one user, while Team allows a team to collaborate on projects. Benefits of Kaku include easy creation of simple web content. It also makes collaboration between team members and clients very easy and rapid. However, it is less powerful than many of the other tools available, but you get what you pay for. iRise is arguably the most extensive wireframing tool available. It is an extremely powerful tool for prototyping of web apps, desktop tools, and mobile devices. One of the great features is its excellent collaboration capabilities. Multiple users can work on the same project at the same time and see each other's work updated in real time, while also allowing stakeholders to observe through a browser or a standalone application called iRise Reader. As the most extensive tool on the market, it comes as no surprise that iRise is a very expensive tool and best reserved for large companies that can afford the high cost of development. Pencil Project is a simple, free, open-source tool that is available as a standalone application or as a Firefox add-on. It offers a large collection of built-in stencils and templates, in addition to ones created by the Pencil Project user community. It also provides a personal collection area that allows users to store their own created content for reusability. Unlike many other free wireframing options, Pencil Project offers a variety of exporting formats, including HTML, PNG, Word document, and PDF. Of course, because it is freeware, it is not as powerful as some other tools, but it is a great option for beginners looking to learn the basics of wireframing and prototyping. The chart to the right is featured on iRise's website to have the customer believe that they must choose iRise over Axure. However, the simple chart fails to account for software price and the user's project size. iRise is a fantastic software suite geared towards large teams working for large enterprises. However, it is not cost-effective for smaller teams or smaller projects. Axure is powerful enough to be used for entire projects while cutting out many of the larger costs that a small team or single user would need, making it much more cost-effective.
I will give a brief demo of the capabilities of iRise wireframing tool. First of all, let me talk about business scenarios. When we do any application development, we generally want to capture some of the business scenarios that we want that application to satisfy. iRise provides this feature, which is also known as scenario, and in this scenario we can capture the actual flows and things that we want the application to follow. So this one is a pretty simple scenario that you see in front of you. From home, the user needs to go to registration, and from registration they need to go to thank you. Let me go to home. Let me show you on home. Here's an image, and all these things that you see on this thing basically are widgets. I just dragged and dropped. So for image I can say this, it will ask me this, and I can just select the image and it will be included. So here what I did was, because customer registration is our focus, I created this registration link and I created this thing. There are two ways of creating this link. One is through this option. I can drag and drop and I can say go to, let's say, thank you or maybe registration, and be done with it. The other way is I can take it from, I can just drag it from here, and the best way to associate it is just drag and drop, so it will get associated. Okay, I'm not going to keep all these things. Let me quickly move on to the registration screen. Here's the registration screen. On this one, these are the different user enterable fields: full name, username, password, and then here's the submit button and the cancel button. So to embed any of the buttons, here's another widget. Just drag and drop. Here's this button. You can use this property palette out here to change the name, the label on the button, and things like that. So I've already done this here, so I'm not going to go further. When you submit the form, here's the way. This is the widget which you can use to basically capture the information that is coming. So this is the submit form action, and the way to create this thing is you come here. This is another widget which is action. Bring and drop it over here, and then you select submit or reset. There are other options, but I'm going to just select the submit button. And if you see here, this is the reset form, which is nothing but this one. If I select this thing, it creates this reset form, and if I select this thing, it creates this submit form. I'm not going to keep this thing. So now the next thing that I want to show is the datasheet capability. Datasheet is kind of a very rudimentary database that iRise allows, where you can store and retrieve values. So it's a pretty rudimentary kind of a feature, but it is a nice feature to have, and it helps a lot when you are working with mockups and when you want to give your users a feel of how the actual application is going to work. The next thing that you see out here is the clipboard. And the purpose of clipboard is if you want to move the data from one screen to another, you use clipboard. So I'm going to show you how it happens. So on this screen, what we did was we created this data sheet, and we are saying that all these three fields, the full name, username, and password, they will first go to save account. That's the name that I've given to this particular data sheet. And from this data sheet, the full name is going to go on the clipboard. So next, let me go to thank you screen. On this thank you screen, here's the message, and we want this name tag that you see out here to be populated with the name that was entered by the user on the screen, the full name. So we use this clipboard. As I said, we can use this clipboard to move the data around. When we come here, and I'll show you how it happens, but let me first quickly run the simulation now. So I go to the home page and let me run the simulation. The simulation will look very similar to the HTML look and feel that people are going to get. So here's the look and feel. I can come here, click on registration, and now I can enter some name, let's say Vishal, and then I can say, or I don't have to enter anything for now. I just want to quickly show, so let me do this thing, and you see here is the Vishal. Now I can go back and I can say Stella and submit, and it will take that name Stella. Okay, so that's a pretty powerful feature that we can do on this one. The next important thing that I want to show you is the document portion of this particular tool. So what it does is, here's the home screen, and what I've done is I've just typed 3 different requirements for this thing, and I can type one more if you want. So when user clicks on services link, the user must be taken to the services screen. Okay, now I've done all these things, and now the next thing that I can do is I can go here in the file menu, and you see here export, and I can go to export and I can say export to document. It is going to ask me what do I need to what is the thing that I'm trying to export, and I can say I want to export requirement IDs, and I want to export all the 3 screens that we had. So it will do this check, and then I say export. It will create that report. ND presentation was my project name, so that's what it gave here. But here, as you can see, thank you, and it does this thing. Since I did not add any of the requirements, those were not exported. But let me go down. Here's the registration, and I added a couple of requirements over here. So they get printed, but not only that, you also get to see the requirement ID out here. Go down, and here's the home page, and as you can see, here are 4 requirements, and this was the one that we just added, which shows up over here. So you can capture that thing along with the prototype. You can capture the requirement along with the prototype, and then use the export functionality to create the document. So as you can see, this is a pretty powerful tool which can help. It also has plugins that can help us mock up screens for both iPhones and Androids, and even so all the iOS platform and Android platform. So it also has plugins for that, but I haven't used that thing, and we did not get a chance to work on those things. So that's something that I know it is available, but I don't know how to use it or what kind of functionality it provides. But I'm pretty sure, looking at this functionality, that those probably are going to be equally robust. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email, and I'll be happy to help you as much with whatever I know about this tool. Hope you guys enjoyed this thing, and this was something that you guys would be able to use in your future engagements in the industry, or on your job, or in your other courses. Thanks from us. If you have questions, let us know.
Thank you for watching our presentation. Please post any questions to the Wireframing Wiki in the question section at the bottom of the page, or email group members individually.